Recording in progress. We're ready to rock
All
and
right.
roll. Well, nice to meet you. I'm Hannah Edlin. I'm from
I'm Zeb Ross.
Yeah. Well, it's so nice to meet you. I feel like I have just seen you on TV and a little bit all over and all the great things that you're doing. And I'm a clogger in Kentucky. And of course,
Nice.
seeing you represent clogging on, TV and the national stage has been really special. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what clogging means to you and
Of course.
how kind of your experience has been having gone viral on a TikTok and whatnot. So um, if you want to tell me just a little bit about you and how it all got started. How long have you been clogging?
I tell people ever since I was in my mom's belly, a long, long time. My mom started the J Creek Cloggers when I was 15 or 16, so it's been about 13 years now. So it's been a hot second. But as for all this newfound fame, I guess is what you can call it, it started on March 20th, and we were at a place called Darnell Farms over in a place called Bryson City. We were performing there, just having a great time. And this gentleman came up and asked if he could record us dancing. He said he was part of TikTok, which I'd heard about, had never been on it. And I said, that's fine. So I think it was about 20 seconds long. And that was the first and last time I actually ever met him. I haven't seen him since. But about 2 weeks later, evidently he posted the video, and my mom and wife get a call saying that your son has gone viral. Well, bless her heart, she thought I was sick. She thought I had a virus. But that's how all that started, and it's been a wild year ever since.
Wow. So have you done quite a bit of performances since that sort of video has released? Have people been requesting you to clog for them?
Yes. When all this first happened, I thought it might be, 15 seconds of fame, get some high fives, pound the back, life goes on.
Uh-huh.
It turns out that was not the case. Uh, One of the first few people to reach out to was a guy named Brian Kelly, and he's part of was part of the Florida Georgia line,
Uh-huh.
and he was going on a solo tour this year, and he wanted to fly me, my wife, mom, and stepdad down to Daytona Beach, Florida, for his very first concert by himself. And me and my mom actually got to perform with him on stage to his song "Beach Cowboy."
Oh, wow. So your mom clogs too. She's part of you said she started the J Creek
Yep.
Clogger. So has
The
she been clogging for a long time, I guess?
Yes, she has been clogging her. My grandfather, her dad, he was a very good flat footer.
Okay.
And so she kind of learned from him. My mom taught me and my brother, and we love to dance. It's nothing for us to dance 2 to 4 different places on one given weekend. It's just something we love to do.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I noticed that when you clog, you don't always clog with the traditional clogging shoe. Is that by
No.
choice, or do you just clog in whatever you got on and ready to dance? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, growing up, we weren't always part of a dance team, so we would go to a place called the Carter Family Fold over in Hilton's, Virginia. I'm not sure if you've ever been there before or
Have
not.
not. No.
It's where the Carter family started. June Carter, Johnny Cash married her, so it was where country music really started. They
Okay.
have the recordings over in Bristol, and it's a place we like to get together. They have a different band every weekend. But yeah, so we've always been dancing and enjoying life
Well, I will be clogging at Miss America without clogging shoes on.
without
Like
clogging shoes on.
your
Okay.
your traditional style clogging shoe that you would see with like your buck tap shoes and the two pieces of metal, right?
Yeah.
I commonly tell people that clogging is very similar to tap dancing, but it's
Hmm.
a little bit different. And a lot of folks they ask me, why don't you always clog with the shoes on? And
Yeah.
I always say, well, one of my good friends told me that, if you clog in regular shoes or even boots, it makes everyone feel like that they can get out and dance and clog and be a part of it. So I wasn't sure if there was a special reason behind why maybe you didn't always wear the shoes when you went out and clogged? Because I've noticed that you've clogged in like boots and different
Mhm.
white shoes and things like that. I wasn't sure if there was a special reason why you chose that, or if you're just down for a good time and whatever pair of shoes you got on.
Typically, I dance in my boots. It's just my preference. They're smooth on the bottom. They're comfortable.
Mhm.
Uh, One of the main reasons I don't wear traditional shoes is the because of the way I dance. I'm bad to break my ankles, roll my ankles. I like to dance on the side of my feet.
Okay.
Well, the shoes do not like that, I found out. I started wearing holes in the side of the shoes that were a hole in the sock and started rubbing against my pinkies. So the boots hold up a lot better than I've seen other people actually wear some actual shoes like you do for running and walking, and the sides hold up a lot better. So I have a pair of Pumas with glue-on taps on the bottom of them,
Oh,
and
nice.
they hold up much better for me.
Okay. Huh. Well,
But
too.
I do like your answer though. Uh, people think which people think you have to be a professional to clog, dance, have a good time. That's not the case. It's for anybody.
It's for
And once
everybody.
they
Yeah.
exactly, but once they see the tabs and the shoes, like, oh, you have to have special equipment, you have to have special attire. That's not the case. You can dance in whatever you want to, barefoot, sandals, boots. It's about it's not being dancing is for everybody. It's not just a solo act. It's supposed to be for fellowship and family, in my opinion.
I like that answer. I was just gonna say, what has all this meant to you? Like being able to clog and clog with your family, and to be able to take something like this from, something that you did as a kid now to a wider stage. What does that mean to you?
Uh, I mean, to me, dancing means family, fellowship. Back when clogging came from traditional mountain dancing. Back in the day, you know, you had tight knit families, and they couldn't exactly get together very often just because of lack of well paved roads. So whenever they did get together for corn shucking, building a barn, whatever it might be, a holiday, whenever they got done doing what they needed to do, they would get together, fellowship. They would have a band play, and they would actually dance inside of schoolhouses or their own homes. So it's supposed to represent family, in my opinion. But as for all this taking off, if someone had told me last year all of this was going to happen, I would have called them a liar. I never thought anything like this would ever happen. It's still not a full time job. It's still a hobby. I actually have a job throughout the week. I do, and just dance on the weekends.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know your folks have been so wonderful on Instagram, communicating back and forth to me, and they said that you worked very hard, and just for this to be, part of what you do and what you celebrate, I think is really cool as someone who is a clogger in Kentucky. And, a lot of people are like, people still clog. And I'm like, yes, people
Yeah,
clog everywhere. And so,
exactly.
for just to see you and to see what your team is doing and kind of bringing light on it is really cool. And especially taking it to a broader audience. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about your CMA Awards appearance that you made. How was that? Did you get to meet Carrie Underwood? I mean, who did you get to meet? Did you get to meet really cool people through that experience?
I
Was
did. I
awesome.
did. Yeah. So my mom is the one who typically takes care of the bookings, and she's also over the J Creek Cloggers. And she had got a call from, I believe it was, I hope I'm not trying to butcher his name, but I believe it was Robert Deaton. He had reached out and asked if we would like to do a surprise act on the CMAs. Well, we both got to thinking they have famous musicians, famous songwriters. Why in the world do they want to dance there?
Uh-huh.
So at first, we honestly thought it was a hoax. We didn't think we've had some fake phone calls in the past, but we found out it was legit. It's like, well, of course we're going to be there. So we did a rehearsal the day before. I got to meet Luke Bryan, got to meet Peyton Manning. I was within probably 2 feet of Carrie Underwood. She actually walked right on past me. So, and during the rehearsal, it was a big stage. Like, but it wasn't. I wasn't too nervous because it was empty. about a half hour before I was supposed to act, I kind of poked my head out, and it was a full house, about 18,000 people, I was told. After that, I started getting the jitters a little bit, but they had me off to the side, and I was waiting for my cue for Rocky Top. And
Uh-huh.
where I was standing, I could see Chris Stapleton off in the corner. You had Zach Brown Band, and I was within about 10 feet of Alan Jackson. So it was great just to be around so many well known people. Then, of course, they cranked up Rocky Top, got on the stage, had my 20 seconds of fun, did a bound, and the heel click at the end. I figured if I had asked permission, they probably would have said no. So I just asked for forgiveness and did anyways.
Wow, I thought it was an excellent touch. And, you always bring so much enthusiasm to your clogging. You can just tell you're having a good time. And, that's what it's all about at the end of the day is having
You still
fun.
there?
Oh, am I back?
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
just gonna say that I just enjoy your enthusiasm when you clog. You can see so much spirit and just it really does bring people together and get people excited. And I thought your heel click was an excellent touch at the end. So
Yeah,
uh,
I had two things going on my mind. One, I'll probably never be here again, make the most of it. And the second was when I jumped, it's like, boy, I'm a lot higher than I thought I was. I better land this.
sometimes I think that too when I'm doing a heel click on a stage. I'm like, Lord, let me come down. Uh,
Exactly. Now, what's your history with dancing?
So I have always wanted to clog. When I was a little girl, I actually went to this clogging group. I was like probably 12 years old, and it was like a bunch of 60, 70-year-old women, and I was like, I don't know if this is the sport for me. So at the time I didn't really get involved in clogging, but it was something that was around in my community. And actually when I moved up to go to college, I'm the first in my family to go off to college. And
Congratulations.
thank you. In the area that I moved in, I didn't know anyone, and I wanted to build community and get to know people. And so I joined the Hills of Kentucky Cloggers, and that's how I got my feet wet, so to speak, in clogging. So for the past 6 years, I've been learning all about it, and by no means am I a pro, but we have so much fun clogging, and I have just the best group. And I'm excited to obviously go to Miss America and show
Of course.
this talent of clogging. It's also Kentucky state dance. I'm not sure if it's your state dance where you're from. Is it
Uh,
by
I,
chance?
I would have to check. I'm honestly not sure, but I hope it is.
Well, if it's not, we must make it.
Exactly.
But that's kind of how I got involved. And it's just been really cool because you don't hear about a lot of well-known cloggers, nor do you really see much exposure of them. So to see you on stage and to see you at these different events doing this dance that brings so many of us together is really special. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me today, but also just for like putting yourself out there and being vulnerable and like dancing and having so much fun and representing something so special that means so much to so many people. And just for being you, because your light is shining. And it's evident in the fact that people are inviting you and including you to be part of things. So thank you for your spirit, and thank you for representing clogging for all of us.
Yes, ma'am. Well, one of my favorite quotes is, I think it was from Mr. Rogers. The best thing you can ever give the world is your honest, true self. And if you're going to make friends along the way, but if they can't accept you for who you are, it is what it is. But whether all of this had ever happened in the first place, going viral or whatnot, I'd still be doing the exact same thing because it's just what I love to do. I love spending time with my family. Our team consists of about 30 different people. When we first started, we had six, but it's really grown. And it ranges anywhere from, we've had one that's been with us since she was 2 years old, and the oldest one is 77. So, I would still be doing the exact same thing. I love my family, love dancing, and I mean, it's just a great life. I've been very blessed.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. And do you feel like since you've kind of put yourself out there and put clogging out there that it's made more people want to get involved? Have you felt that? Have you seen that
I
in
have.
your job?
Yeah, clogging was really big back in the day, especially in Haywood County where I'm from. It was nothing to have 50 or 60 different dance teams, performing every weekend. We have a place called the Stomping Grounds, and it was open 6 to 7 days a week, and it had a full house. But something changed along the way. I've heard the Texas two step kind of took over, television, got distracted, kind of got a little bit lazy. Uh, Life goes on, but I'm hoping now, since people are taking an interest in this, they'll be the next generation that'll take over clogging and pass it on, so on, so on. But I'm hoping it has started a fire to rekindle the dancing spirit.
Well, I think it will, and I think you are igniting that fire with every performance that you do, and just keep shining. And thank you again for representing us and just clogging your heart out. Anytime I get to see you or see some of the posts on social media, I think, wow, that's awesome. Clogging across America. So thank you again, and thanks for
You're
taking
welcome.
the time
Uh,
to
I
talk
do have
with
one
me.
question for you.
Yeah.
Uh, I've never seen you dance before, but I do look forward to seeing you next month. Are you more into buck dancing, flat footing, precision?
Well, I'll be doing a little bit of everything.
Okay,
I'll be dancing to a number called Banjo Fantasy,
okay.
which I'm sure you're familiar with.
I'm actually not, I don't
You're
think.
not. Well, when you
I'll
get a
look it
lot
up.
off hair, look it up.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
maybe if you get some moves, you can send me any ideas you may have if you come up with something.
We can
Uh,
do it.
well, Zeb, it was such a joy to talk with you. I feel like I've met a celebrity today.
I'm
I
just,
know I've met a celebrity today. And I wish you the best. I hear you're a dad or you're a
yes,
soon-to-be dad and you're
yeah,
having a little girl.
yes, ma'am. We found out last Sunday. Uh, our friend found out for us if we were having a baby or a girl. So we had a gender reveal last Sunday.
Mhm.
So my wife and I did not know what we were having until we pulled a string from a pinata and we had pink stuff come out. So we're having a little girl.
Oh, well, that's fun. I'm sure she will be a future clogger as well.
We hope so.
We have so now, does your wife clog as well?
Yes, we actually met dancing. Have you ever been to Cotton Eye Joe's over in Knoxville, over in Tennessee?
I haven't, but I might have to write it down.
It's technically a honky tonk bar,
Okay.
but my wife and I met there line dancing.
Wow, what a
Yep,
story.
yep. As story goes, she fell in love 4 different times that night. She kept seeing different guys throughout the night that had this fancy footwork. It's like, oh, I like him. Oh, I really like him. Turns out all 4 of those men were actually me. Whenever I dance, I'm a heavy sweater, so I change my shirt pretty often.
Uh-huh.
So by the fourth time, she's like, yeah, I'm going to go after him, I think.
Oh,
And we've been happy ever since.
wow, that is a great story. You are an outstanding storyteller. I will definitely have to check out that little honky tonk. But
Oh, it's great.
well, I want to be respectful of your time. But if I can ever, be a resource in any way to you, please feel free to reach out. And if you ever come to Kentucky, you'll have to let me know, and we'll have to clog together sometime. That would
We
be
can
really
do
cool.
it. Yeah, we were there about 2 months ago. So I'm hoping we'll come back. It's actually my first time in Kentucky. It's a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place. And around Derby time, you'll have to come and bring the boys and bring the girls and come clog it up at the Derby. But
We can
uh,
do it.
all righty. Well, I'll let you go, and I hope you have a great day. And thank you again, Zeb, for taking the time. And is that your name, Zeb?
Yeah, it's actually short for Zebulon. I was named after my great grandfather.
Wow, what a great name! A great name for a great man. Well,
Thank you.
great to meet you, and I hope you have the greatest day. And thank you again. And let me figure out how to stop recording.